Him lifting a trophy after Flash missing a Q.
It does have
like,
that.
Damn, he did that, man. Like, that's really impressive.
Did just hit level 6, so could have eradicated the wave with an equalizer if he wanted to. But they just have nothing in terms of priority anywhere.
And then Croco just comes over this dragon. He's like, we can't do it. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I think that's the right call. As DK with about a 200 gold lead at this point in time, closer to 1, I guess.
You're a little bit more interested in the grubs. Need a little bit now.
Ooh, DK starting up these grubs. It's a little bit of a frightening scenario though, as there is a Wukong making his way up. Let's see whether Lucid can just lock this one down, and he does.
I think that's
one
probably,
grub taken.
That's probably enough to say that's all we are going to get, and we're very happy with that.
Yep.
We do not want to fight into a level 6 Wukong.
Fellow's breath here from Xiu, but Morgan is winning these trades pretty handily. Finds that Flame Spitter once again. Needs to hit a few more of these harpoons, and as I say it, cast a blessing.
There have just been so many changes of form. Like, it's crazy, especially in the Rise group.
Trundle. It's not, so I got the wrong skin. Can't make the reference. Such a shame.
This is a really tough contest here for Dplus with Showmaker just unable to enter, and I think they're just going to have to give this up. Maybe Lucid goes for the Smite Steal.
Well, Lucid is just going to walk on over. There's a Magnet Storm onto 2, though. Going to need to try and subjugate to get himself out as Beryl magically journeys him to safety.
Aiming, not even going to go for the Q steal.
Well, it's going to go for some sort of Q. That is a nice little cosmic binding here as Aiming still looking for a little bit of an angle. Hype is going to get separated. Boomerang Blade value is pretty big, but Polu does manage to sidestep it there in that little mini alcove for another 3 minutes. And then we can break some records.
Yeah.
And then First Blood needs to go to Beryl, so he hits 500 kills with First Blood, which would be so cool. So we're going to make that one happen. All right, DK and Bro, let's sort that one out. Next Drake going to be 2 minutes time, but the Herald might be what we're fighting for next. No Morgan. No Morgan. Oh, he gets hit by both parts. In fact, he gets hit by everything. And then First Blood goes over to Lucid. So we're not going to be breaking that record, but DK getting themselves on the board.
Punish from Hype and Polu, but they're looking for a trap.
Yep, Beryl is just going to face check, tries to take the magical journey and does so. The Ignite's still ticking down. Not even close, baby.
Ooh,
that's my go right there.
The very last second.
Oh, no, calculated.
Dragon itself right now. A lot of deep vision here for Dplus on the entry points to the Herald.
Aiming.
Exhaust?
Yeah, going to be able to use that spell shield really nicely. Gets the flash out with the Tempered Fate. Really nicely done there by Beryl, who's also ghosting around.
It's just simply time to let the Herald go, which might mean letting your mid turret go. Top turret already went down, and they are ready to drop this, you have to imagine, with the Sivir that they have in hand.
Yeah, so there it is.
Like, almost at the exact same time.
And yeah, this turret is down pretty low with the spare time that Showmaker had. Gonna be feeling all right. Throws a bear at this on. Yeah, Croco gonna see what he can do. Let's see whether they can interrupt. The Ram is just not really going to work out there, and the Cyclone's going to come on through. Croco making sure work of this one. Xiu looking a little silly on that bottom side, but the kills now equalized. And this turret is definitely dead. DK, even though they lose their top laner, I think this is a decent cross map.
Yeah, 100%. And they're even going to get a second charge here on the mid turret, or the mid inner,
God,
and I think it's
gone.
just dead, yeah.
And Showmaker is also putting on so much pressure towards Morgan here as well. It's almost as if Bro don't have a top laner at the same time.
And they almost get 3 turrets here, or 3 charges
on
rather. He can turn for the Otacon.
Polu gonna get bitten. Oh my goodness, Lucid doing a lot of damage. There's the Tempered Fate to hold Polu in place. Still doesn't have his flash back up and available, but he's not gonna get stunned still. He's just taking so much damage. Shockwave pops the horse pants lady. Cosmic Binding out of Beryl at the same time, but no one going to fall just yet on the Bros side, but their health bar is looking a little worse for wear outside of Hype moving his way in.
Dplus losing a lot of health on Lucid means he's gonna have to back here, and I don't think they can do this Otacon anymore.
Maybe their way into this one, as you can see this brush full of vision now, as DK holding on. Xiu pulls out the Ram. Let's see where it goes. Gets a nice double knock-up to deny Polu the re-engage. They're looking to try and burst this, but look at Otacon. It's getting so angry. The redemption value's massive, but they cannot answer this objective. And the Cosmic Binding catches Croco. Oh, man. And now Lucid just able to walk in and chomp down Polu. He's separated from the rest of the flock. And down he will go. Beats of Warfare coming as well, but Lucid's oversteps the explosion of damage as the equalizer comes down. And that is going to equalize the kills in the fight, as well as Beryl trying to keep Croco interested. And he does do that. Xiu now trying to run away, and Showmaker just chases down the monkey. Aiming is fighting Otacon. This game's so weird. It is so weird, but the Bros come out on top, and they are going to pick up the Otacon as well.
Atlas, at the beginning of your play-by-play, when Dplus was winning, I was already thinking about how I was going to pick it up. I was going to be like, and for once, Dplus with measured decision-making, careful play, the turn, barrels, tempered fate, but then, like, they just split like they were feared in 5 directions.
We're taking it Northern. Still a decent gold lead here for DK as Showmaker flashes out of the way of Tibbers. And now the re-engage to come through. Sheer finds the double knock-up. Hype is just dead before you can really do anything about it. Morgan's going to show up to try and save the rest of the Bros. But unfortunately, they're now without their AD carry. That is so much of the consistent damage now missing as DK. Are you brave enough to stop? Yes, of course they are.
I mean, Hype is just not going to be able to get here. He's down for 30 seconds. Closer, need to see a big Tibbers if Bro's going to be able to stop this.
Well, the turn, they're looking for it here as Closer. Shockwave connects onto 2. Equalizer to try and answer as Magnustorm holds them in place, but this time the Subjugate did manage to come through. Polo, though, is still able to burn down the Trundle, and the Bros, despite losing Hype immediately, still win the fight.
I mean, Anti-Wukong is good, but this is starting to look a little ridiculous, Dplus.
Yeah, you're right. Polo getting ready. Will the turn be there for DK as Closer possibly in trouble? There's the Molten Edge done for aiming as well. A lot of extra money. Polo going to move over that control ward, looking for the back line. They look to take him out immediately as he gets a Magnustorm, but unfortunately, it doesn't really do too much. Shiu calls in the Ram and holds off Hype for now, but the Cyclone has now come on through. Croco getting so much work done. Shiu going to be the first to go down as aiming fighting against this Corki, and he'll lose as Morgan uses his whole health bar to allow the Bros to go even in the fight, but also, I believe, get themselves
they got
the dragon. They did get it.
So you're potentially Wukong's ult's back up.
I don't like being a well actually guy, but I will be a well actually guy because they do have 2 ornaments. It's actually technically DK with the 2,000 gold.
Yeah. In the items.
Yeah, and it's not going to be there for long if this Baron is just allowed to go down. There is a control ward in the back of the pit. They're doing it with full information, but honestly, it looks like they don't really care. As now the Bros looking for a re-engage after picking up said Baron. Shiu standing on the equalizer. There's another Cyclone from Croco finding so much value, and aiming is just wiped from the rift. Croco is even still alive somehow. Showmaker's still up, and Lucid has survived this one, but they took their prize. They got the bottom lane, and the Bros, they are just winning every team fight this game.
I mean, Dplus just can't do it, man. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like, they have... I mean, there was that last fight that we had towards the Baron, not the Baron itself on the turn, where Bro just walked at them, press R buttons, so like, I don't know, they won't be able to respond. And Dplus couldn't, man. And like, this time it's just a really easy take. Like, Lucid just walks up, hoping maybe he can get a steal. There's just no plan. They're so late. You're behind now as Dplus.
I mean, they got Dragon's Fate. They've got the Call of the Forge God. Let's see whether Shiu can actually find an angle. But there's the Magnustorm to stop them from doing anything. The Tempered Fate comes down, and the Ram is going to come on through as well. There's a nice double knock-up. Apollo is going to survive. Hype looks for Showmaker and almost just wipes him out with these rockets, and DK are just scattering, aiming. He exploded before I could even see where he was on the map. And yeah, this game 1, I think, is just over.
It's just done. They're going to push down the mid lane here. Now, 35 seconds on aiming means they cannot end off of this, but they have essentially won the game. Like, they have Ocean Soul now. I don't think Dplus get a fair fight on Elder. And if anybody dies here before aiming respawns, he's up in 20. Like, they don't have as much wave clear without him as they need. I mean, Showmaker can do a little bit here, but he doesn't have ult.
Yeah, Morgan just gets underneath this turret. Morgan goes golden as well to keep him alive. The Cyclone is ripping through DK, and Shiu unable to stop the onslaught that is Hype's Corki, and the Bros will decimate the base of DK. And even though they got to the late game, the composition didn't work. The Bros just win every fight.
I just realized something, Atlas.
What did you realize?
Beryl didn't get his 500th kill last game, did he?
Oh God, he didn't.
And now he's playing Karma. I don't know.
I mean, Karma can get some stuff done in the early game.
He gets it right. Come on.
Hype actually did manage to get.
Showmaker doesn't know.
Yeah, Croco gonna move over. Great charm to try and deny some of this extra damage as the flash does come through, but the Twisted Advance was already there. The Sapling, it might just do it. There's the Arcane Smash, and the Insta Flash means that Croco gets out. But a little bit disappointing that we didn't have Lucid turning on a dime. Nice little hook there from Polo as Hype going so aggressive. Barrel! Double tap into death, and DK! This is not what we wanted to see.
Yeah, no, this is a disaster of an early game here in a different way that he can't walk up, as we're going to see a TP straight
he's actually
up here.
Teleporting straight back into the lane.
I mean, he has a phage. He thinks he can fight this, I suppose, and he can.
Yep, Croco is going to turn up as Beryl. No flash, no chance. And Croco hasn't even done anything yet. And already Beryl is almost dead. They decide it's killing aiming that they're looking for. The flash comes down, and the flash in response from Morgan. As Lucid just wants to get himself the hell out of here. There is no good answer here by DK at all.
It's actually, in the 1v2 you win because your jungler's up here when you TP back in. So this happens where Morgan just takes over the game on his signature Renekton. As they decide they want to get aiming here, which is a risky choice, but it pays off. Like, Lucid does finally show up here.
Who is on these grubs for the minute. Polo moving over means that there's nothing that he can really do about it. Full minion stack heading towards aiming.
Hype is just so big that aiming can't really challenge him here. He's just going to have to catch this wave, and it should be free grubs over the side of Bro. And that's just tons of prio.
Ooh, nice little knock up here as well as Croco moves in. And might just be heading on down to get himself a dragon with the infinite amount of control that the Bros have at this stage of the game.
Lucid is, I mean, he's down there, he's got a control ward, but he is going to see that he is going to lose his dragon. He is certainly not going to be able to take that, no chance. As a result, he's been just hard farming and has a big lead in terms of jungle camps over his opposition. But I think the lead that Croco has generated everywhere else is, and I mean, now you're like, aha, I got the Karma Ezreal lane, but the damage has been done, the Lucian is ahead. And, you know, this was not naturally from the 2v2, but...
Showmaker does hit that first item spike as Morgan throws down the ulti just to clear out the wave and will successfully be able to do so, but still aiming, getting a fair bit of damage. Forward! The barrier is going to be there for aiming, but he has to flash to get out of the way of this angry, angry Crocodile, who now I think knows that he's dead and will just look to clear out the wave. He will successfully do that. Aiming, be careful. You are not the one that's allowed to face check it. And still, he will be able to get the first kill back for DK. But on the other side, it's Xiu making a desperate attempt. Great hook is going to come through here as Xiu gets a big old shield. And Showmaker is turning up. Polu is going to get taken down. And the Ahri is able to dash away to safety as well.
This TP is going to be down. Dragon spawns in 1 minute here. Xiu still able to defend this turret for now.
Yeah, he's trying to, but this turret is going to go down very, very soon. The charm comes through. It's going to connect onto Closer. And Xiu is so huge. There's that Ambassador God that we've been looking for as Hype gets the barrier. But Xiu, I mean, he gets a shield from every skill press. This is a much more broken champion than yours.
Here on the push, trying to grab a plate. Down here on the bottom side, Closer very low.
Yeah, well, there's a cease and desist. I don't know about this one as Closer is not dead. Does have to go back to his soul, but there was only a barrel there as Morgan had TP'd in.
They could have played that.
Whether he wanted to or not.
Going back to this play here from Xiu, though, on the defense, is the sidestep is good on the ultimate there from Showmaker. And then he just dashes through this. The ult there from the Maokai is really not doing anything. And the route onto Hype is massive, and he's just got dashes for days.
Yep.
Getting the second dragon here. See what kind of dragon we get with the Chemtech and Hextech teched up here on Double Dragon.
Yeah, we really are. A mountain, I feel, would be really rough, and a cloud would be the best.
Cloud is pretty sick for both teams.
Yep.
Dplus are looking for a Herald take here after the dragon goes over, and there's just not really a great contest set up here for Bro. I think there's somebody going to give this one up.
Yeah, that's just going to be a trade of Drake for Herald. That is how it's going to go. As aiming, he wants to be here for the local gold. We'll be able to collect that one as Shelly gets a charge. And aiming is just going to drive her away. All right, can we actually do anything else? The answer is no.
They could have gotten maybe a charge on the top turret where they have a lot of members up here. Closer going for the 1v1.
Ulti onto Beryl, and Beryl is just dead, guys. I don't know what he was thinking. Troll vision also on the back of this pit. Let's see whether Lucid decides that he wants to start something here, as the anchor is just going to get a Vault Breaker. Teleport to come forward from Morgan, though, as he's making his way down. The Nature's Grasp does come in, as aiming does get cleansed, but Oh, Closer gonna get caught there by the cease and desist as Shiu now deep in this backline finds the ulti to get himself right in amongst it, but I don't know whether that's where he wants to be and he will go down. Meanwhile, the health bars are getting so low. Showmaker looks for Closer as he comes back, but then he's in melee range where the Yone and gets wiped out. DK, that was not the team fight we were looking for, as now Lucid running for the hills and the bros just wanting to clean it up. They get themselves the soul point and they'll let Beryl and Lucid live for now because they're happy with the team fight win.
It's another Dplus fight that's just so broken up, Atlas, and it's so slow. You mentioned that Shiu has TP. But he needs to TP so much faster if they want to fight that. And then the Nature's Grasp is just, bro just being like, well, I guess like goes in late because he has to, like you say, and then Showmaker is like, oh, there's a Nautilus here, I can't quite close the gap, and Closer snaps back and then turns onto him. Shiu gets a turret at least, but that's Otacon, that's Soul Point. Bro with the 3,000 gold lead, and this is just not a convincing showing again for Dplus with this comp.
Yep, just didn't quite work out here for DK, and unfortunately, the woes are just continuing, right? If this happens in the play-ins, but Closer does just use the Unbound Soul button. Teleport to come in here as Showmaker. I don't know whether this is where he wants to be, but he's got the Spirit Rush. Will get knocked up as Beryl is at least able to soak the culling, but aiming was just in amongst 4 people. He didn't really want to be there as there's the public execution. Shiu able to keep himself alive, but unfortunately Showmaker is just dead. And I think the bro wallets are looking so good. They are okay, they are saving, and the bank of bro is just winning, looking to grab themselves this Baron as well.
And man, there's been a lot of credit given to Duke for some of the change-ups in drafts we've been seeing for bro. Fan there as well, giving him a shout out. But this is a different identity, I think. No, he didn't. He double broed. I think Closer popped off too hard and pulled his headset cable out. That's what happened.
Well, that's from DK. Showmaker, I believe, managed to get a turret there towards that top side, as he has managed to at least push out that wave. So it's not going to be 3 inhibs off this one.
No, not going to be. But it certainly could be 2, Atlas.
Yeah.
Maybe a Nexus.
Nature's Grasp does come down. Lucid looks for a little bit of an angle, but Closer's already snapped back. The bros pushing up. They've got double siege minions. This tower is not long for the world, as Showmaker now having to use his ulti to get himself back to the fountain. Doesn't find too much value there, and there's also an inhibitor falling in the mid lane at the same time. Morgan getting to work up there as well. And the bros now with, I mean, there's what, 3 cannons making their way in.
Yeah.
DK's still with everyone alive.
They have to survive for a minute. I just don't know if they can. So many tools down here for bro, though. They should be careful about overextending. Ooh, nice angle.
Yep, Hook is going to connect there as Polu dives forward. There's the ult out of Closer as well, and instantly Lucid and Aiming are on the floor. And it's just a blender for the bros. Beryl's on the Karma, he's in the fountain, just watching as his Nexus gets wiped out. And the bros with a swift 2-0.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.